What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we've got some great information for you guys, like always, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Morphies Law. You guys remember that game? It's the Unreal Engine 4 based unique shooter that lets you shoot body parts in order to inflate or deflate, and you can even shoot your own teammates in order to make them harder to hit or easier to hit depending on the game mode that you're playing. Yeah, it's a crazy looking game. Nintendo announced it a while back at a direct, and you know what? The game is still on. People have been asking about it, and we got an update on the official Morphies Law Twitter page where they had this to say on the matter. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at Cosmoscope Games. Expect to hear more from us in January. And then they had a little meme posted, so it was just kind of funny that they put that out there. And yes, they are going as fast as they can, but guys, once again, I'll say this with any Unreal Engine 4 based game or any game in general, we need to make sure that it's quality. We don't want them to rush it. Even if they say it's going to come at this point, yes, I think it was supposed to come by the end of 2017, but they need some more time. Let them take the time. Like, rushing them isn't going to make things better. We saw people try to rush with Rhyme on the Nintendo Switch, and look how that turned out. Like, they probably should have just delayed that game into 2018 or something. Who cares if it's so much later than the PS4 and Xbox One versions? I'd rather have a late and good version than a version that just sucks and you can't do anything about it, and then people don't buy the game at all. And even if they fix the game, then people are just still going to be like, no, I don't think so. So I think that Yooka-Laylee is a perfect example of that. Don't rush it. Obviously, Unity was having some issues on the Nintendo Switch. Make sure it's optimized, wait for the updates that you need, do the best that you can making sure the Nintendo Switch version is ready, then release it, and look what happened. Yooka-Laylee is a fantastic port, and we know that it wasn't running as well back if they released it at the same time or around the same time as the PS4 and Xbox One. So take the extra months of polish and you'll be rewarded with a better game and probably better sales as well, because people are going to be getting a polished title that you can play anywhere that you want instead of only at one place on your TV. So I have no problem with them taking till January to talk about it. It kind of leads to believe that there is something going down in January when it comes to a potential Nintendo Direct. So we'll see if Morphies Law will be part of that, even though they have confirmed that yes, there's going to be more information in January. So what do you guys think about Morphies Law on the Nintendo Switch? Are you guys excited for this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and getting into the next article here, Tatsumi Kimishima, the Shadow President Assassin, has stated that Nintendo is looking to sell over 20 million Nintendo Switch units in the FY18 and new ways to play, beef up the DLC offerings, and a lot more. So Nintendo President and CEO Tatsumi Kimishima has provided an update on the sales situation surrounding the Nintendo Switch. Now, speaking with Kyoto Shimbun, Kimishima stated that the company would like to sell over 20 million Nintendo Switch units in the next fiscal year that begins in April. Kimishima added that Nintendo hopes to increase momentum by releasing games that offer new ways to play. Another part of the strategy is to beef up the DLC offerings so that users can play games for a longer period of time. And I think what Nintendo's looking at when it comes to the DLC offerings, you're actually already seeing that. Splatoon, ARMS, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart came with all the DLC, but most of the games, as far as the big ones, already have DLC. Even licensed stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors, in addition to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, all have DLC of some form. So yeah, I don't really think that's going to change. We do know that Fire Emblem is coming out next year, and that game is notorious for some of its DLC that it does. It always provides a great campaign in terms of content, and you're usually going to get hundreds of hours out of it if you want to play through everything, but they always offer a lot of DLC. Heck, sometimes it adds up even to more than the game. You saw that with Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. So I think that he's talking about that in addition to some of the other games that they're going to be doing. I think stuff like Project Octopath is probably going to have some form of DLC, but we still have to wait on that one. So I just think that DLC is just going to become a normal thing, which it already is a normal thing pretty much in all of Nintendo's major games for 2017. So we should see that some more, and I think just as long as you provide like a base game that gives you plenty of hours of content and it's a complete experience, and you want to offer some more DLC for those who want something more, fine by me. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a perfect example of that. The base game gives you 100 hours plus of content, and if you want a little bit more, you can buy the season pass. If you don't, you don't. Same thing with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But I also think that this means with this whole 20 million units in the FY 2018 is the fact that they're going to have a big name game in that same time period, which goes to 2019. And I'm probably thinking it's going to at least be Pokemon. Pokemon is going to be one of those games. I think even if you line it up with when they announced it to when they said it can possibly come out in the next year and a half to two, it lines up exactly in that same time frame that Kimishima is talking about. And if you're talking about Pokemon, you're definitely going to have a lot of units out there. So this is something that's been said before. Kimishima has been aiming pretty high, and I think that that's exactly what's going to happen with the Nintendo Switch. Once you get momentum with the system, it's kind of hard to stop it. It just keeps rolling, people keep spreading the word about the system, and eventually everyone just ends up buying one because you're going to continue to get third-party support in addition to great first-party games because of all the money that's coming back into where you can invest into bigger and better games and more games in general, and more developers want to hop on because of the growing install base. It all works together. So I do feel that there's going to be some big name games in that FY, and there's also going to be a lot of content just coming to Nintendo Switch in terms of DLC, first party games, and all sorts of offerings. So Kimishima has definitely the right to be a little bit brash when it comes to what they want to sell, because I honestly feel they're going to hit that, and there's going to be some big names along the way. So what do you guys think about what Kimishima had to say in terms of the sales situation for the Nintendo Switch going forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and getting into the last article here, this is something that I told you that a lot of Japanese developers are going to be doing when it comes to Nintendo Switch, and that is focusing on the platform because of the amazing sales. But let's go ahead and get into what Level 5 had to say on the matter, because they are looking to focus on the Nintendo Switch in 2018. So Level 5 hasn't really done much for the Nintendo Switch, but that will be changing when it comes to 2018. Now, 4Gamers spoke with Level 5 CEO Akihito Hino, who spoke about the plans for next year, and he cited Inazuma 11 Aries and Ni no Kuni 2 as upcoming titles before going on to say that the company will focus on Switch in 2018, or literally that they'll put their power into the new console. Hino also mentioned in his remarks that Level 5 is preparing a 20th anniversary title. However, it's unclear if that has any relation to the Nintendo Switch. Now, just before you guys start going crazy, he didn't say that Ni no Kuni 2 was going to come to Nintendo Switch. Now, Inazuma 11 Aries is going to come to the Switch, but that doesn't mean Ni no Kuni 2 is going to come to Nintendo Switch. I honestly believe that that was a PlayStation 4 developed title. It's just coming to PC, and there might even be a deal with Sony on that one. I'm not 100% sure, but I just think that's really just going to be a PS4 title, PS4 franchise. Maybe it'll come to Switch at some point, but I wouldn't bank on that. Don't want to be negative on the matter and dash some hopes for some people because everyone's wanting Ni no Kuni on the Nintendo Switch, but I just don't think how deep and invested they're into the PlayStation and how they've delayed it so many times. I just don't think that it's going to come over to Switch anytime soon if it does. So I think that what he's saying with this is there's three franchises that's going to be, I think, a staple on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Yokai Watch, which was huge on the 3DS. We're still seeing big sales on the 3DS when it comes to Yokai Watch 2, the Busters game, and the Japanese media create. So that's going to be one of them. You also have Inazuma 11 Aries. That's going to be another game, or the Inazuma franchise on the Nintendo Switch. But then you also have Professor Layton. That's another game that some people kind of fall off the radar a little bit because we haven't seen anything in terms of on systems with Professor Layton. It's always been a portable title and never on any type of home consoles, but as you're seeing with Inazuma 11, as you're seeing with some of their other titles, it's time, especially with the Nintendo Switch being a hybrid, it's completely time, and the sales to bring those over. So I feel those are going to be the three that he's talking about when it comes to focusing on the Nintendo Switch or putting their powers in. They've actually already hinted multiple times at Yokai Watch. We already know Inazuma's coming, and they've also said that they're working or trying to work on things for Professor Layton on the Nintendo Switch. They're just trying to figure out how it works because they don't have necessarily like a touch screen and two screens to work with like they did before with the Nintendo 3DS, but they're working on ways to get it to work on the Nintendo Switch. And with those three franchises right there, those are big. Those are all big, especially Yokai Watch. That is a huge one, but I think Professor Layton can find a whole new audience on the Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of people who haven't played the Professor Layton games, but if it came to a system like the Switch where you can play it on your TV and you can play it on the go, I think more people would try it out since it gives you an opportunity to play the game more. These are puzzle games. You might get stuck every now and then on them. It's not too hard with some of them, but the story is really good and it intertwines it with the puzzles. So I do feel that that could actually find a bigger audience on the Nintendo Switch than it had on the 3DS, because I was never interested in the 3DS games really at all. But if it comes over to Nintendo Switch, just like Ace Attorney, I'm more interested in it because of the Switch, because it's a hybrid, because I can play it on the TV, I can stream it for you guys if I want to stream it, and I can also play it portably as well. Whereas 3DS, unless you have that weird capture card and things to hook it up, streaming isn't really a go for the Nintendo 3DS titles. So I kind of shifted away from that once I got my channel going and everything. I think that with the Nintendo Switch, because you can, it just makes it more dynamic in terms of what you can do socially, in addition to just plain relaxing when you're not streaming or when you just want to play a game or if you're somewhere else. So what do you guys think about this when it comes to Level 5 and what they had to say? I think this is the first of many different developers. We're already hearing a number of things from different developers in terms of Japan saying, hey, yeah, we've got some games. We're definitely looking forward to 2018 when it comes to Nintendo Switch. Capcom was one of them, Ace Attorney, like I alluded to, and other games as well. So I think 2018, like I said, is even going to be bigger than 2017, because 2017 was the proving ground year for the Nintendo Switch. It's proved it. Developers are seeing the media create just like all of us are. They're seeing the sales and like, okay, yeah, Switch time. So I do feel that Level 5 is going to come through in 2018 with some nice announcements. So what do you guys think about everything that we talked about here when it comes to Level 5, when it comes to Kimishima, what he had to say, and of course Morphies Law? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.